Hello guys, how are you today? My name is Abdul Aziz Ahwan from Indonesia and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today's video, we are going to continue our playlist about UI design best practice, which we are going to convert Travelkuy UI design to Flutter application. So let's get started. First of all, I want to say sorry for my English is not good, so if the word I use are incorrect, please help me to point out. First thing first, we need to download the project starter code, and once you have downloaded project starter code, let's open with your favorite IDE. In this section, I use Android Studio. You can use IntelliJ IDEA or you can use Visual Studio Code. Alright, let's open it. Alright, so this is our project starter code, and in this project, I have provided some assets that we want to use in this project, like icons, images, and SVG. Alright, and as we know, it's kind of like Flutter template code. So right now we need to delete all code inside our main.dart. And we need to create from scratch. So as usual, we need to create void main, which is it's kind of like starting point of our Flutter code. And inside that, we need to say run app. And inside this run app, let's say my app. And we see warning because my app haven't yet exists. So we need to create new stateless widget. We can say stls and we name it as my app. And we need to return material app inside that. And because this is material app, we can say some properties such as debug show checked mode, false. And the second one is title, let's say Travelkuy. And for the home, we set home screen. So we see warning again because this home screen haven't yet exist. So we need to create new package inside our lib directory. We name it as screen, and inside this screen directory we need to create new .dat file. We name it as home_screen. So we want to make home screen to be stateful widget, and we name it as home screen, and we need to import material.dart. Alright, so this home screen will be our home screen for our app. So we back to our main screen or main.dart again, and we need to import our home screen. And when we press this, it will go to our home screen. Alright, so as we can see inside our lib directory, we see three packages or three directory: constant, models, and screen. So I have provided some file inside that like constant and then models, and we see three model inside that. So we go to home screen again, and we need to return something right here, which is we want to return scaffold widget because we want to use like app bar, bottom navigation bar, and body. Alright, and inside this scaffold widget, for the app bar, we say app bar, and this app bar have some properties such as background color. And for the background color, as I mentioned before, I have provided some .dat file which is constant, and when we open it, we see this is like constant color like background color, blue color, cut subtitle color, and much more. So we need to call this background color in our home screen. So like here we say background color, and it will automatically import our color stand. Alright, so for the title we want to use something like SVG picture. So we can see design look like this. So we want to use SVG instead of text widget. So before that, we need to open our Pubspec.YAML because we need to add some dependencies inside that. So right here inside our Flutter, we need to import some dependencies. So the first one is Flutter SVG, and the second one is Google Fonts, and the last is Flutter Swiper. You can check all dependencies that I use in this project, link in the description below. So Flutter SVG is dependencies that we want to use when we want to use like SVG vector, SVG image, and much more. And Google Font, as we know from the name, it's kind of like Google Fonts, and Flutter Swiper is we use for our carousel. And we scroll to the bottom. We have provided some assets, but we haven't yet declared our asset inside our Pubspec.YAML. So we need to declare it look like this. And below that we say assets, and we say assets, images or icons, and the second one is images, and the last is our SVG image. So we use assets slash icons slash, which means that we want to import all the item inside our icons directory. Assets slash images slash blank, it means that we want to import all the file inside our images directory. So we don't need to say one by one. Alright, when we have finished, we need to press this pubget. Alright, so as we can see, process finished with exit code 0. It means we have successfully import our dependencies, import our assets to our project. So be carefully when you type or when you add dependencies to our Pubspec.YAML. So let's close this and we back to our home screen, and now we can call SVG picture, and we need to use SVG picture.assets, and we call our assets, and let's run our app. Alright, so as we can see, our app have SVG picture as title. So we can give comment right here. Alright, and we can call another properties which is elevation, and for the elevation we set it to 0, and let's press Ctrl S, and now no box shadow or elevation. And below of our app bar we can say, let's say we want to make our background color to be not like that, so we say not body background color, we say like the before, background color. Alright, and we give comment again, and below that we can say bottom navigation bar, and we say bottom navigation travel look like this. So we see warning because this bottom navigation haven't yet exist. So firstly we need to create new package and we name it as widget, and inside this widgets directory we create new file, we name it as bottom navigation travel, and inside our bottom navigation we want to make it as stateful widget, and we name it as bottom navigation Travelkuy, and we need to import material class again, and we back to our home screen again, and we need to import our bottom navigation, and we back to bottom navigation, and inside our container we set height to be 64, and the second is decoration, and we make it as book decoration, and inside that we set color to be white, so we say fill color, and the next is box shadow, and for our box shadow and again we set border radius, and we say border radius only, and let's see on the design, this radius only top left and top right, so we set top left and we set radius dot circular, we say 24, and the second one is top right radius circular 24 again, and the next is we set child, and inside that we say bottom navigation, and we set the item, and for the first item let's say bottom navigation bar item, so we set like icon title, and for the first for the icon let's say we need to create new variable and we name it as selected index. We set to 0. So we go to icon again and we say selected index equal with 0. So we set icon to be svg picture.assets and we say assets/icon/home.svg. And we say again, look like this. So it means that when our bottom navigation bar item unselected, we set the icon to be home. And when our bottom navigation bar item is selected, so we set to be home colored. And let's check in our assets what's the difference between home and home colored. So this is home with gray color and home color is blue color. So I hope you'll understand. And the next is we need to say title, and for the title we set it like the before home. And for the style we need to create new variable which is style. So below that we say text style or bottom text style, and we assign this with Google Fonts, and we want to use enter, and inside that we can say like font size 12, and the second one is font weight, we set it to be regular. Alright, look like that. And now we can use this as our style, as simple as that. So let's restart our app. So we see error because we haven't yet set on item tab. So we need to create new method and we name it as on item tab, and we say set state, and inside that for our selected index equal with index. And we scroll to our bottom navigation bar, and the next properties that we need to call is current index. So we set current index to be selected index, and the next is selected color, and we set our selected color to be blue color, and the next is unselected color gray color or subtitle color, and the next is on tab. We set or we call our method which is on item tab, and the next is background color. We set to be color.transparent, and for the type we set to be fixed, and the next is selected font size 12, and then show unselected label true, elevation 0. Restart again. So we see error. So the error because we just have one item inside our bottom navigation bar. So for this we can see the minimum is 2 items. So let's duplicate our bottom navigation bar item, restart again, and now we see our bottom navigation bar. So as we can see, so let's change this to 1. So as we can see, when we press our bottom navigation item, the icon is changed, but I think we have an error. So I think we have to move color to be first and restart again, and now look like this. Alright, and let's duplicate our bottom navigation bar item 2 times again, and now we have 4 items. So home, my order, watch list, and account. So let's change this. Restart again, and now we see home, my order, watch list, account. And the next step is we need to change selected index which is 3, 2, and 1 because we have 4 items. So the important thing that we need to declare is this. When we remove this, Now our bottom navigation bar so bad. So we need to make our bottom navigation to be fixed. And don't forget to make the color to be transparent. But if we don't set this, our bottom navigation have color. It means that it's not rounded. Alright, so we move to the next step and we back to our home screen. So let's say we give comment right here, and the next properties that we need to use is body. So we set right here body, and we set the body to be container because we want to make our content inside our container, and when our container don't have height and width properties, it will be entire screen. Alright, and inside that we make child to be list view, and inside this list view we can use basic, and we say clamping scroll basic. And the second is children, because as we know we can use many widgets inside our list view. This group 1, second group, third group, and 4. So inside our children, give comment right here. So as we can see, let's say I want to separate or make it to be 4 sections. This is promo section, service section, popular destination section, and Travlog section. So for the first, let's say padding. For the padding, we set it edge insert only, left 16 and right 16. And the second properties is child, and we set text, and let's say, "Hi Franklin, this promos for you." And we see, "Hey Franklin, this promos for you." And inside our text widget, we can say style. So to make our code or our changes to be easier, we need to create new constant, which is style. So inside constant, we create new dot file. We name it as style constant. And inside this file, we can create the first variable is for title. So this is style for our title, which is, as we can see, we have this, and this. So it will be used at least 4 times. And the second style is style for discount section, which means this. Alright, so look like this. So we have at least 5 or 6 style, starting by style for title, style for discount, and much more. So we back to our home screen, and right here we can call our style and then restart, and now we can see our style has applied. Alright, so we move to the next section. So below of our title, we want to use carousel, which is we use Flutter swiper. So below of our padding, we say container, and inside our container, we set alignment to be center left, and the second is margin. We set it to be edge only, left 16, right 16. And again, for the width, we set it to be media query of size.width. And for the child, we set it to be column. And inside this column, we set cross-axis alignment to be start, main axis alignment, start. And for our children, we set it to be container. And inside our container, we can say the first is width, and we say media query, which means it will be set same as the width of screen. And for the height, we set it to be 190, And for the child, we set it to be swiper this, and inside this swiper we can say on index change we set to be index, and inside that we can set state current equal with index. And we see warning because we haven't yet created this variable. So we scroll to the top, and I think right here we need to create new variable, set it to be integer, name it as current, set to 0. And we back to our swiper, and below of our on index change we say autoplay true, which is we want to make it to be autoplay. And for the layout, swiper layout.default. You can see the documentation link in the description below. And for the item count, we set it to be carousel, which is this is our model for our carousel dot length. So we can check this is will navigate to our models, which is carousel model. And inside this carousel models, we have 3 items: flight discount, hotel discount, and COVID discount. And I have mapping our carousel data to our carousel object, which is we name it as carousel model. Alright, so we back to our home screen again. And for item builder, which is this is the important thing, and we say build context, which is inside item builder we need to provide at least 2 parameters: build context and index. So we need to return inside that. We want to return container again. Don't forget to give semicolon. And we set the decoration to be box decoration. I love this box decoration. And inside this box decoration, we say border radius. And for the radius, border radius dot circular as usual. We set it to be 8. You can customize as you want. For the images, we set decoration image. And inside this decoration image, we can say image, assets image, and we can say right here carousel.image. Alright, and for the fit, we set it to be boxfit.cover. So I think we need to move this outside. Look like this. I think we miss comma right here. Alright. So to make our code to be beautiful, don't forget to give comma for the last. Alright, so we need to scroll to the top, and below of our previous variable, we need to create list. Alright, so this will be used for our indicator, which is this. And let's restart. And now we see our swiper. So I think we need to give margin below of our title. So we can see right here. So we back to our padding. I think we need to set it to be bottom, and we set it to be 24. Look like this. Alright, so below of our swiper, we can say size box, which is we can give like blank box, which is we set it to be 12. And below that, we can give indicator. And for the very first, because this align horizontally, we can cover it using row. So we can say a row, and inside this row widget, we can say main axis alignment, and we set it to be space between. So our widget inside this row will be on the left and on the right. And again, children, we set it to be a row again. Why we use a row? Let's see, because our indicator align horizontally. So inside our row, we can say again children, and we use our previous list, which is map widget, and inside that we can say carousels, and then index image, and we need to return a container. Don't forget to provide semicolon, and inside this container we set alignment to be center left, and the second is height, set it to 6, width set it to 6, and for the margin, let's say edge insert only, right, we set it to be 8, and for the decoration, we use box decoration again. It's really helpful, and for the shape, we set it to be circle. Alright, it's so powerful. Why I love this box decoration. And for the color, let's say when our position is equal with index, we set the color to be blue color. And when it's not current, we set to be gray color. As simple as that. And let's restart. We see error. So we back to our list. So we haven't yet returned our result. Restart again. And now we see our indicator. So when our item inside our carousel increase, it will be increased because we just have 3 items inside our carousel model. So we see 3 indicators. Alright, so we move to the next section, which is still inside row. So I think this below of our row widget, more. And we say text widget, and for the text, more. And for the style, more discount style. And restart. And now we see more. So let's prove that when we remove this, it will be aligned to be left. So we need to provide this to be space between. So it will be on the left and on the right. Alright, just a little knowledge. And we see design again. So we move to the next section, which is service section. So the easiest way we can reuse our widget, which is padding. Press here, restart, and we change the text and the margin. Let's booking. Restart. Alright, awesome. So let's see below of our title. Let's see this for menu, but I don't want to use grid. So below of our padding, let's say here, we use container again. And inside this container, we say height, set it to be 144. And for the margin, let's say edge insert only, top and left and right, as usual, 16. And again, for the child, set it to be column. And let's say I want to break down this layout to be, this is column, which is this and this. And inside our column, let's say we want to use row widget, which is this first row and this is second row. So let's say row widget, and inside this column, we can say children, and we say row widget. And inside this row widget, we can say children again, and we use expanded. Or firstly, we can say container, and inside this container widget, we can say margin, and we set only right 16 or 8, I think. And for the padding, edge insert only left 16. And next, for the height, set it to 64. And for the decoration, box decoration again. And inside this box decoration, we set the color to be fill color, which is this is just kind of like white color. And for the border radius, we set border radius dot circular. We set it to be 12. And for the border, let's see, this have border. We set it to be border dot all. And inside that, we can say like color and border color, and for the width we set it to 1. Alright, we see. And the next thing, we can say child, and inside this container we use row widget again, as we see. this, and this. So inside this row widget, we can say children, and inside that we can say SVG picture dot assets again, and for the assets we say assets slash SVG slash service flight. Alright, so we see, and we can set fit to be content. Alright, and the next step is we can use still inside row widget, we use row widget again, and inside this not row widget, I think we use padding widget, and inside that we say edge insert only left, and we set it to be 16, and for the child we set it to be column because we want to provide some widget inside that. And let's see, the first widget is text and title, and the second one is subtitle. So inside this we say children again, so we provide two widget inside that. The first widget is our title, and the second widget is for our subtitle. And let's restart, and now we see flight feel freedom. So we need to set cross alignment of our column to be start, and for the main axis alignment to be center. Alright, awesome. The next step is we need to set the style for our title, service title, and for the subtitle, subtitle. Alright, look like this. So let's duplicate our container, and now we have two items, but it's not fill our width of our screen. So we need to wrap our container with expanded, and the second one, and let's restart. And now our container fill of our width screen. Alright, so I think we can duplicate our row widget, and now we have 4 items, and I think we need to provide size box, and for the height set it to 16, I think. Alright, so we need to change for every icon and title and subtitle. So let's do that. Alright, so look like this. We have 4 items. So I think we need to provide like padding inside our container. So I think we can give right here. Alright, look like this. So the next step is we can go to our next section, which is popular destination section, which is this is kind of like horizontal list view. And as usual we have this, and this is kind of like container or cut widget. So let's do that. So as usual we need to copy our padding, which is padding widget I mean, and we can give comment right here, popular destination section, and paste right here, and let's see, and we need to change to popular destination, and look like this. And again below of our padding we can say container as usual, and inside this container first thing we can use, we set height to be 140, and for the child we set it to be list view dot builder. Alright, and for the item count we set to be popular dot length. What is this? So populars dot length, it will navigate to our model. So which is I provide 3 variable name, country, image. So let's see, which is this image, and then this is name, and this is country. So I make this model because I don't want to rewrite our code as many cut widget inside our popular destination list view. So I make this model. So I provide 3 items, Bali, Paris, and Rome. And we back to our home screen, which is populars.length. It will return 3 items. And the next thing is item builder. And for the item builder, it's similar with our previous, which is context and index. And we need to return something, which is we want to return cut widget. And don't forget to provide semicolon. And we set elevation to be 0. And we set shape. And for the shape, let's say rounded rectangle border radius the circular set to be 8 or 12, I think. And the next thing is we can say child. And for the child, we can use container as usual. And inside this container, we can say height. And for the height, set it to 140. And for the width, set it to around 120. And for the decoration, again, box decoration. And inside this box decoration, we say border radius. And we set it to be same with our cut widget, which is 12. And again, for the border, we can see it's like the before. For the border all. And for the color, we set it to be like the before and border color. And for the width, set it to 1. Alright, as simple as that. And inside our container, we can set child. And for the child, we set it to be column. Why we use column? Because it have 3 items or 3 widgets. This is image widget, text widget again. So it's aligned vertically, so we use column widget. So inside this column widget, children, and again we use image.assets. And inside that, we can say, what is that? Populars and populars index and dot image and comma text widget and popular index dot name or dot so typo index and dot name. And for the last but not least, text widget again, populars index dot country. And let's restart. So we see we have 3 items, but it's scroll vertically. So what we need to do is we back to our list view dot builder, and below of our item count, we can say scroll direction axis dot horizontal, and again, and now we see. So we can give like padding. So we can say right here, padding edge insert only, left 16, right 16. Alright, I think it's more beautiful. So we see overflow by blah blah blah. So we back to our image assets, and inside that we say height to be 74. And for our text widget, we set style to be M popular destination title style. And for the second subtitle, I am popular subtitle style. Alright, look like that. And we need to wrap our column widget with padding. So we say right here, and we set to be only top and bottom, top 8 and bottom 16. Alright, it's more beautiful. And let's duplicate our model. Let's say popular. So right now, as we can see, we have 6 items inside our popular destination list view. Alright, so we jump to the next section, which is the last section. So we don't see right here. So I think Travlog, and this is horizontal list view again. So as usual, we need to copy our padding widget, and we give comment right here, like let's say Travlog section. Alright, and paste right here. And now we see, and we change to be Travlog. So we can see Travlog, and as usual below of our padding we use container, and inside this container we set our height to be 181, and for the child as usual we use list_view.builder, and inside that we say item count, we use Travlog.length. So we can check what inside our Travlog. So I have create a model for our Travlog, which is name, content, place, and image. And as usual, I have mapping our data or our list view to our list. So we can see this kind of like JSON, name, content, place, and much more. So we say item count, and below that we can say scroll direction, axis dot horizontal like the before, and again we use item builder, and we say context and index, and inside that we need to return something which is container, and inside this container we set margin. What we need to set is only right, we set it to be 16, and again we set width to be 220, and for the child we can see we use column, this first widget, second widget, and third widget. So for the child, well, let's say column, and inside this column like the before we use children, and for the children we say stack widget, because we want to make our widget to be front and back, so we use stack widget. And inside this stack widget we can say children, and for the first children we use container, and for the container we use height 144, and for the decoration box decoration again, and inside that we use border radius, and border radius dot circular we set it to be 8, and again we use image, which means we set it to be decoration image like the before, and inside that we use assets image, and we call our model which is Travlog index dot image. As simple as that, right? And the next step is we can see we don't see anything, so I think we set our height to be 104. Alright, so we see our image, and let's say we want to give padding inside our list view. Edge insert only left, we set it to be 16. Alright, look awesome. And again, so I think we need to make our decoration image to be cover, and below of our container, yes, right, below of our container we use a position widget, and for the child we say SVG picture dot assets, and what we need to call is assets. So we can check what this is file, so we can see on SVG Travlog top corner look like this. This is SVG image, and I want to make it to be right here top right. So we back to our home screen again, and inside our position we can set like right 0, and restart our app, and we see this SVG image awesome, right? And again we use position widget again, and for the child we set to be, let's say, SVG again, SVG picture.assets, and we say assets SVG. We want to give a travel logo, and as the default, our position will be on the top left, and we say right, let's say 8 and top 8. Alright, it's moved to the top right, and again we call position widget again, and for our child SVG picture assets again, and for the assets we want to add gradient. Alright, this gradient, and I want to make it to be bottom, so like the before, we say as simply bottom equal with 0. Boom, item right. And again, below of our position, we call position again, which is we want to add text widget, and for the child we call our text widget, and we say Travlog index with s and index dot name. And for the style, not like this, inside our text, and we say Travlog place style, and we see, and we set bottom, we set the bottom to be 8, and for the left 8 too. Alright, so I think Travlog title. Alright, and before that we need to say Travlog plus. Alright, look like this. Item right, and below of our stack widget we say, let's see, we want to give a little margin, so we use size box. We set height to be 8, and for the text we set to be Travlog with s index and dot content, and inside our text widget we say max line 3 and style content and restart. Look like this. Item right, and below of our text widget we call text again, but before that we need to give a little margin. Size box we set to be 8 again, and below of that we say text again, so we say Travlog's index dot place, and we set style to be place. Look like this. So we back to our column widget, and we set cross-axis alignment to make it to be alignment to be left. Look like this. So look like this. So we can see, so we can swipe this or scroll this. Alright, so that's item. So we can see, so as we can see, this is our final app or final UI. So we can see I separate this to be 4 sections: promo section, service, and much more. And we use padding, container, stack widget, and many more. So I think that's enough. So if you have any questions or comment, write it down on the comment field. And if you want to download source code, link in the description below. Thank you so much, and see you again on the next video.